Well, with the government advising us all to limit our social gatherings, many hospitality businesses have had their Christmas calendars wrecked by cancellations. Restaurants that would otherwise be enjoying their busiest period are facing weeks without any cash. But the government isn't offering any new support, and the Chancellor isn't even in the country. Well, this lunchtime, major players in the industry were joined by opposition parties in Scotland and Westminster to make a plea for more support. Juliet Bremner has the latest. Well, let's go back now to Libby Vina at Westminster. And Libby, we've just been seeing there the government under huge pressure from all sides. What do you expect will happen next? Well, despite the uncertainty that the latest wave of COVID is having on the economy, the Bank of England has made the cost of borrowing more expensive this lunchtime. It has put up interest rates for the first time since the pandemic struck. Editor Joel Hills joins us from West London. So, Joel, what is behind the bank's decision today? Still to come on the ITV Lunchtime News. But first, a garage worker has accepted responsibility for the death of primary school teacher Sabina Nessa. The 28-year-old's body was found in a park in southeast London in September. Chloe Keedy is outside the... In Australia, 5 children have died and 4 others have been injured after a bouncy castle was thrown into the air by a gust of wind. The inflatable had been brought into a primary school in Devonport in Tasmania to celebrate the end of term, but winds lifted it 10 metres into the air, causing what the Australian Prime Minister called a freak accident that has devastated a community. Faye Barker reports. And some other news now. Mercedes have decided not to move forward with its appeal after Max Verstappen beat Sir Lewis Hamilton to claim the Formula One World Championship title on Sunday. Now, after a broadcasting career spanning more than half a century, ITV's longest-serving presenter is presenting his final live bulletin today. Fred Dinage is best known to viewers in the Meridian area of the country, where he presents their evening bulletin, and he's known to millions more of us for shows including How To and Gambit. I'll be talking to Fred in just a moment, but first let's take a look back at some of his career highlights. And just before we go, for all the pressure that Boris Johnson is under at the moment, it's easy to forget that he's also father to a new baby born last week. Today, and that really is it this lunchtime. Charlene will be here with the evening news at 6:30. The news where you are follows the national weather. But from everyone here, bye-bye. Hello again. Now the main stories in London, and there are now more than 19,000 COVID cases in the capital this time last week. The government has responded. It says it is completely untrue and that this is playing politics with Transport for London's funding. A murder investigation is underway after a man was stabbed in Kingston. Labour Assembly members are calling on Sean Bailey to resign from the London Assembly. It comes on. People travelling from Heathrow could now have to pay more from next year. The airport's been... Weather now. Here's Sally. Let's take a look at what's coming up at 6. And that is it. We'll be back here for all of that at 6. Until then, bye-bye.